Stephen Hawking made difficult subjects accessible, engaging, and relatable. And this is what I wanted to portray in my design. So says Edwina Ellis, the designer of this particular coin, the Innovation in Science Black Hole Stephen Hawking 50p Piedfort coin. So Edwina Ellis, designer, engraver and printmaker, quite a profound and prolific designer, both in coins and other products and media. And you probably know some of her other designs, including, of course, the 2017 Christmas £5 coin, and probably most obviously, the Underground £2 coins designed in 2013. There were also designs for the old £1 bridge designs between 2004 and 2007. But of course, the most recent is this Innovation in Science, this Stephen Hawking 50p coin design. Let's have a look at the coin. Let's take it out of the box and have a look. Now, of course, this is the same design as the standard coin. This is, however, not the standard coin. This is the Piedfort. Now the problem is, of course, I'm not going to be able to show you this very easily without taking it out of the box, but let's have a look. Let's have a closer look. So not very easy to give you an overall picture, but you know, it's not that difficult to see the design. Of course, the Queen's portrait, JC, as per usual. Now you can't really see because of the way it's packaged on here, but it is the extra thick Piedfort, the double thickness. Now, of course, I have a giveaway for the printed and circulated version of this. I'll put a link in the description. It's open until Friday the 12th of June, but this one is a different one altogether. Edwina writes on her website that she says she could draw a black hole from his description because of how he was so elegant in his descriptions. The final design was about 8 times the size on her iPad. It resembles the original quick sketches that she made. And if you go to her website, I'll link her website in the description below. You can see all the drawings and basic outlines of the design, all the alternatives that Edwina made when she was coming up with this design. In fact, if you want to go over to her website and have a look, I would highly recommend it. It's very informative, very descriptive, and there's a lot of information on her website. If you're thinking of getting a coin designed, I think we know the person. So sadly, of course, Stephen Hawking is no longer with us. His legacy lives on, though, with his academic books and publications, books for children and for adults. I think his books for children are published by his daughter Lucy. So yes, so of course Stephen Hawking was best known perhaps for his books and his TV appearances. Of course, A Brief History of Time, published in 1988, who, basically it was written for people with no prior knowledge of cosmology or science perhaps in general, and the universe in general. And so it was a beginner's guide, if you like, to everything scientific. And it's sort of taken on a life of its own. So as I said, because it was written for people with very little background knowledge on cosmology, the universe, and everything scientific, there is actually only one equation within the book: E equals mc squared. I'll ask questions later as to what that actually is, but yes, it's the book for everyone if you're interested in that sort of thing. And obviously, if you're here looking at this coin, then I'm guessing you have at least a passing interest in the universe. And here it is, that coin. The designer, Edwina; the subject, Stephen Hawking; the Royal Mint. They've all come together to produce this fantastic design on this fantastic coin. There were many others obviously involved in the process of producing this coin, but yes, it's one of the limited edition silver proof Piedfort coins. This coin was available in 2019, last year. It had a limited edition of 2,500, and sadly, it has actually sold out. So unfortunately, you can no longer get this from the Royal Mint. It may be available elsewhere, but this particular coin is not available from the Royal Mint anymore. Obviously, Stephen Hawking became world famous around the world, helped a little by his appearances on TV programs, including, of course, The Simpsons, Star Trek, The Next Generation, Red Dwarf, and The Big Bang Theory, to name just a few. And despite his fame around the world, Stephen Hawking continued working on his academic theories. He was based at Cambridge University until 2009. So he was Lucasian, is it pronounced? I don't know. Lucasian Professor of Mathematics at Cambridge University from 1979 to 2009. Included Sir Isaac Newton, who also served as Master of the Royal Mint, of course, and Charles Babbage, who first conceptualized the programmable computer. Although we haven't got a coin yet celebrating Babbage. And obviously a lot of people remember his synthesized voice. He had that after losing the ability to speak back in the 1980s, but he appeared on many programs, many situations that voice was used, including, of course, the Pink Floyd album in 1994, The Division Bell, on the track Keep Talking. Now, I don't know much, even now, unfortunately, about the universe, the theories and the science, but Stephen Hawking certainly gave a lot of publicity, and a lot of people now working in that field were inspired by him and his previous work. Stephen Hawking was born in Oxford on the 8th of January 1942. After passing the 11 plus, which unfortunately I didn't ever get to take, unfortunately, he was admitted to St Albans School, where his schoolmates nicknamed him Einstein. I'm not sure why that would be, but they did, apparently. Obviously, he went on to Oxford University, and it was there, in 1963, aged just 20 years old, that he was diagnosed with the rare form of motor neuron disease. And obviously, if you've seen The Theory of Everything, the 2014 movie, you will see that portrayed in that movie, that whole series of events. And it's very, very engaging that at that time, at just 20 years old, he was diagnosed with this rare disease and was given just 3 years to live. Of course, in 1963, medical science was still in its infancy when it comes to things like this. But he defied all of that, and 50 years later, he was still working on his scientific work. Stephen Hawking revealed in a BBC interview back in 2006 that he'd love to go into space. And on hearing this, Sir Richard Branson's offered a free flight for him on his Virgin Galactic, which Hawking immediately accepted. Sadly, of course, that was never to be. So yeah, unfortunately, commercial flights had still not commenced before his death. And sadly, Stephen Hawking died at home peacefully on the 14th of March 2018 at the age of 76. Now this coin and the previous coin that I was talking about in my giveaway are both designed, as I said, by Edwina Ellis. I'm going to post the link to her website as well as to Stephen Hawking's and the Royal Mint's in the description below. You can have a look at this coin. Unfortunately, as I said before, you can't any longer buy this coin from the Royal Mint. Don't forget to use my link to enter the giveaway. This coin here is the brilliant uncirculated version, and that will be available to win until next Friday, the 12th of June 2020. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And again, thank you for tuning in, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Doop.